Okay, so guess who beat the boss on his first try off camera?
The Chad behind the controller?
Yeah. I wanted to practice, and I didn't think I would beat him, and literally first try off camera. So I was like, all right, we can just do the secret levels and move on, I guess.
All right.
Nice.
Excuse me, my voice is a little hoarse right now.
Oh, no.
A horse of COVID. COVID.
Yeah.
I got the big virus, don't you guys worry.
You know what's like
It's official.
the worst part about this whole virus shit is that like the first few weeks of like it happening, there was so much like, do I have it? Like my throat is scratchy, do I have it? I'm like coughing up blood, do I have it? You know, sort of like those kind of things.
I'm turning green and my eyes are yellow. I think I'm okay though.
My toenails have extended. I don't know what to do.
My toenails are falling off.
They're yellow. Yeah, they're yellow. Yeah, it's like District 9 where he like peels off the fingernail. I really hate that scene. I really hate anything that has to do with fingernails and stuff like that. That's just like
bone breaking in movies really freaks me out. I really hate hearing
Really?
it. Yeah. I remember in Dark Knight Rises when he gets his back broken. I'm like, "Oh no." Cuz I was like, "Oh, I just it makes me wince."
Yeah, Eric is not looking forward to the extensive chiropractic scene that I have in my new movie. It's like 20 minutes of like joints being like, oh, ah!
You know what's dumb though is because I crack my knuckles and my back and my neck all the time, and it doesn't
My
bother
skull,
me. But, like,
my femur, my...
I break my arm, I break my leg.
Did you guys ever, like, this might be a little weird, but when I was a kid, I always really wanted to, like, break an arm or a leg because I thought it would be cool.
You are a psychopath.
I also thought the same.
You guys
No,
are
it's
insane.
like, you would get a lot of attention from everybody because you broke your arm, and then you would be in, like, a cool cast and everything.
Yeah, and then people would sign your cast, and then, like, you would, like, fucking kill yourself the next day because it's Dear Evan Hansen. Dear Evan Hansen or whatever, you know?
Oh my god. No, it's just, I mean, it's kind of the same thing about, like, in Tom Sawyer, there's a scene where, like, he pretends that he dies just so he could, like, see what everybody thought of him after he died.
See, I wanted to do that, but
such an anime thing.
I wanted to do that, but at, like, when I'm older, like when it's a reasonable age where it's like, oh, Eric died. It's like, oh no, sad, you know. Like, but I saw that coming. I guess he was getting up there, and then I would go to my own funeral to see what people, you know, truly thought of me, and. But yeah, I never thought about taking it that far, of doing it like next week.
Actually done it? Have you ever faked your own death?
I feel like that's something you can really only do once.
I've done it twice, and I've also made believe that I made this kid believe that I was a serial killer.
Deleting your Twitter doesn't count as dying though, and faking your own
It was the most. It was the most, like, actually fucking hilarious thing. Well, the first time I attempted to fake kill myself it was over Xbox Live, and I did the cinnamon challenge, and, like, all my friends on Xbox, like, would hear me coughing, and then I would have, like, a friend of mine be like, oh my god, we have to go to the oh my god, she's dead, like, she's not responding, or something like that. And then all the guys in the chat would be like, alright, so what are we doing, like, Call of Duty-wise? Like,
They didn't care.
I was like, you guys suck. So I was like, alright, I'm back, never mind, it was a fake, I didn't fake it, but I came back to life, don't worry about it. Then this other guy...
But I came back to life?
Yeah, I came back to life. I was like 12, I was all like, yeah, I'm good, I just had like a near-death experience with the cinnamon challenge, as do all little 6th graders do.
Yeah, sure.
So then the other guy that I told him that I was a serial killer he was this guy, he was like this Austrian dude that I had a film class with in the moving image, and his way of like telling me that he liked me was that during the final screening in front of everyone, like his friends, his family, like everyone there, he literally was like, hey, what do you think about my boxers? And he literally just like took off his pants
what?
in the middle of this room, and I'm like, you know what, you got balls, kid. So I gave him my fucking email, because that was back in the day when you would just give him your email. So I gave him my email, and then like sooner or later we started texting and stuff, and he's all like, oh, like can I get your address so I could send you flowers and chocolate? I really think that you're like amazing and this and that. And I was like, and then late at night, I was like, this guy is boring, and I'm never gonna see him ever again. So let me just make up this extravagant fucking lie. to never know. What I did was I like, hey, I'm actually going to the airport right now. I'm going to California, and I'm gonna be a famous serial killer. Goodbye.
Oh my god.
Speaking of
And he
lies,
never replied.
I'm going to be a famous serial killer.
Yeah.
speaking
Just
of
declare
lies,
yourself.
have you guys what lies have your parents told you?
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of lying to people, my dad lied to me and my sister that we had a sibling who died. Because my dad, like, my dad always likes making up stories and stuff, and one day, like, me and my sister were, like, misbehaving, and so he decided to tell us, like, a cautionary tale. And so he was just like, you know, you guys, it makes me so sad, because when I see you two together, you always remind me of Stephanie. And me and my sister were, like, 4 and 5 each, and we were like, what the fuck? Like, who is Stephanie? And he was like, oh, I don't like to talk about it. And we were like, who is that? Tell us. And then he was like, well, that's your sister. And we were all like, what? We don't have a sister. And he's like, that's what you think.
What?
Exactly.
What?
You don't have a sister. You had one.
Yeah. And so then he starts launching into the story. It's like, you know, Stephanie was the first child in our family, and she was so beautiful. She was, you know, your mother and I's pride and joy. And one day we made a horrible mistake. She was 3 years old, and we took her to the mall, and she had just started walking. And so we had let her walk on her own. Your mother and I turned our backs for a second, and then she was gone. We
Jeez.
spent the entire day searching for her. You know, we had the mall security, and you know what? We just never found her. And me and my sister, like, jaws dropped, shit our pants, like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
And then we were like, so what happened? Like, what? And he was like, she never came back. And we were like, Jesus, why aren't there any photos or anything? And he was just like, your mother burned them all. She couldn't deal with
Oh my
the
god.
shame, the sadness that she
Yes.
felt.
That is insane. That is
I know.
fucking insane, dude. That is like
Your
that is such
mother
a
burned
fucking like
Jesus.
Arrested Development fucking George Bluth Sr.
That's
sort
what I
of
was about to
fucking-
say. This sounds like a scenario.
Like when he loses the arm, the fucking guy that they hire just to lose the arm every time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
And
That's
my, and
literally
my, my dad, like, I'll mention it to him, and he will, like, actually start to, like, fake cry. Like, he'll, like,
Yo.
I'll say, like, Dad, do you remember Stephanie? And he'll, like, get up out of his chair. He's like, I don't want to talk about this right now, okay?
Wow.
Your dad is a
He's like,
psycho.
you know I don't like to talk about this.
Oh my god.
Damn. What my mom told me this one time, because I was all like a dumb fucking 8-year-old. Well, she would always say, if you keep doing that, you're gonna die. Like that was just the phrase. Like if you keep doing something, you're just gonna end up dying. She said that if I had more than 3 eggs, I would die. And I was like, that's insane. How is that even legal to even have more than 3
Oh,
eggs? And
no.
then when I figured out like what hickeys were, I would give hickeys to myself like on my arm because I'm like, haha, red spot, that's cool, it's all the blood and stuff. And she's like, you know, if you do that, you're gonna die because the blood's gonna clot into your fucking like you're in your veins and you're just gonna die. And I was like, what? And I remember I fucking heard that and I cried so hard. I was like, I have so many, I'm gonna die. No. I was like, oh my god. And then she's like, why are you crying? I was like, you just told me I was gonna die if I did it. She's like, no. But if you keep doing it, and I was like, no. Oh my god. That's fucking terrible.
That is
And then she told me
scary.
that Chucky was real, and then she was all like, yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like, I was like, what? She was like, because I remember like Seed of Chucky came out, and like, I was like, that is a terrifying poster. And my mom was all like, yeah, that's based on true events that actually happened. I was like, what?
Oh god.
Dude, so everything like my mom told me when I was younger wasn't just like, oh yeah, like, oh, don't do this or something. She was just like, you're just gonna die. You're just gonna straight up die. Like, okay.
I guess that
cool.
is the easiest way to get a kid to stop doing something. Is like, hey, you're gonna die.
Yeah, but now
Yeah,
I
but-
fucking fear death for any small reason.
Now I walk across
Yeah,
the
exactly.
street without
I'm gonna
looking.
eat too much cheese to be like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, huh.
Oh my god.
Eric, when you said "oh no" earlier, was that in reference to Sabrina's story or the fact that this is a fucking barrel level?
It's the level.
Yeah, these are always, you know, a hassle and a
This
half.
is kind of when the game, to me, becomes less hard but fair and more just
Yeah.
this is bananas, guys.
Whoa. B-A-N-A-N-A-N.
This is Gwen Stefani's hit
man.
record.
Speaking of childhood stories, do you remember getting your freak on to that song at a middle school dance?
Yes.
'Cause I
No.
remember no?
No, only
You're
because
lying,
okay, so
Sabrina.
my middle school days were probably
okay.
different because I was in Catholic school, so
That makes sense.
they
I was
wouldn't
in
have
filthy
those
public
songs.
middle school.
Yeah, me too.
yeah, they didn't have those kind of songs, but they did have like apple bottom, like that
That's a
shit. And
worse
I'm like,
They
song.
had those?
I was like, that's a worse song, but we still
Exactly.
have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were just all like, oh, because it's not Catholic to spell, I guess. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say you were twerking to like Gregorian chant.
No, but we would have, remember
Whoa.
grind trains?
Grind
Yeah.
trains? I'm sorry?
Yeah, it would be like
How?
people just grinding on each other, like.
Oh
How?
god, get
What-
out of the cheese!
What was I supposed to do? I got
lost
stuck
in
in
the
the cheese. I got lost in the cheese. But I made another checkpoint, so that's good. Can I just slow down, I guess?
This looks annoying.
Yeah, it really
Imagine
is.
playing it.
Yeah.
I'm just
I do love the wax on
tip-tapping
cheese,
these
though.
buttons.
My grandmother makes little
Oh, wow.
statue and
Little
stuff like that with the wax on
granddaughters.
cheese.
Little replacement granddaughters.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, she talks to them in her sleep. It's like, I love you so much more than Sabrina.
Yeah, seriously, what am I supposed
Yeah,
to do?
literally.
Oh my, oh my
Bro, you have
God.
to fucking.
I gotta juke it, I know, but I'm not a juker. I'm a jacker.
You're not a juker.
No, I'm a jacker.
He's a joker.
I am a bit of a joke.
yeah, I was
I'm a
gonna
bit of a
say
card.
I'm a rapscallion.
They know me down by the docks as a rapscallion.
I'm a rake.
I'm a wrapped scallion. In
Bro,
bacon,
why
that
would you
is.
go into the cheese? Stop going into the cheese!
But I love the
Stop
cheese.
going into the cheese, brother.
Can you imagine saying some of these things in just like normal everyday life? Stop going into the cheese!
Well, yes, I can imagine a context where that would be spoken. Perhaps a cheese-making factory.
Yes, perhaps a
Small
vat of
child going
cheese.
into like a cheese. Yeah, vat
Okay, I
of
gotta go
cheese.
low, and
Yeah,
I
a
gotta go
small
high.
child getting drowned
go
in a
low
vat of
again.
cheese.
How
Never
different
mind.
would our society be if Joker, instead of falling into a like pool of acid, just fell into a pool of cheese?
Well, he's just a guy. He has like the same like purple suit. His face isn't like clown makeup. It's just covered in fucking acne.
Yeah, he's just
Just-
a cheese guy.
Oh my god, he'd be a Dick Tracy villain. He'd be Pizza Face.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Damn, what a world we would have been in.
Yeah. Why don't the people in charge of Dick Tracy let me run that newspaper strip? if it's still around, which I really don't think it
Oh
is.
my god! Ooh.
I had to go
Why?
high to get the
Hey,
pizza.
fucking